All right, if everybody could come to order. Well, not to order, but we're still in recess. And as we did with Assemblywoman Benitez Thompson, we have a tribute for our dear and hardworking Ways Chairwoman Maggie Carlton. And so we will go ahead and play that tribute while we're still in recess before we get started with our business. So grab your tissues and whatever else you may need to do, and we'll get started.
Hi, I just want to say first off, thank you, but mostly congratulations. 48 years of combined service to the state of Nevada. I can't begin to thank you enough. You've made our great state better because of the sacrifices and the service you've given us. So thank you and best of luck on the next chapter of your lives.
Hi Maggie, hi John, hi Teresa. I just wanted to personally thank you for your years of service to the great state of Nevada. It was a privilege and honor to be able to work with all of you. I wish you well. The state is better for all of you. So thank you very much. God bless you. Go Pack.
Orders in a very unusual way. Stacey Galandi has her story.
It is my great honor to present to you the President of the United States.
She's had the honor of introducing the President.
Give her a hand. She was great, huh?
Maggie Carlton is a freshman state senator in Nevada's 2nd District and could well be on her way to a bright political future.
Hey, Nevada Assembly. How are you folks all doing today? It's my understanding that there's a retirement ceremony for somebody whose name escapes me right now, but, you know, she's been there for a while. I think she tried things in the Senate for a while. That didn't work out, so she came over for some retraining with you folks, and I guess it's gone pretty well. I just thought that since you were going to go ahead and do that I would give you some perspective of when she first showed up and was sitting at the end of the line in the Commerce and Labor Committee in the Senate with yours truly. It was quite an experience I'll never forget. Too bad about the St. Louis Cardinals, Madam Chairman, and their record since you've been in the Nevada Senate and the Nevada Assembly. But let me just say this, way to stick with it, way to be a bedrock and part of the granite in terms of making good policy in the state of Nevada for all of your years of service in the legislature at both ends of the building. Couldn't be prouder of you. Thanks for helping train me when I got to the Senate. Sorry that you're not here to help me some more because I'm in trouble more than I'm not, but you are the bomb. Congratulations, Maggie. Take care.
Maggie Carlton, shame on you. Why are you leaving us when we need you now more than ever? Can't you just change the rules to stay longer? After all, Ralston wrote recently, this is Maggie Carlton's session. We're all just walking around in it. I didn't know Maggie before she ran for the Senate, but we soon became fast friends. She was my wingman, my right hand. She sat next to me on the floor of the Senate. She was there for me when Bob Coffin went on a crazy hunger strike. She was there when Mike Schneider tried to stage a coup. And she was there on the Commerce and Labor Committee, where she was the only person who could outwit both Mark Amadei and Randolph Townsend in the same hearing. Maggie always fought for the little guy. She stood up for working families and wasn't afraid of the devil. Her legislative legacy is strewn with the corpses of lobbyists who tried to cross her, and it's capped by landmark accomplishments like tracking Surprise Hospital building and helping people stay in their homes. Outside of Carson City, Maggie has been on the front lines of COVID, helping struggling families through her leadership of Ulan. Mags, they're going to miss you in these halls, but now maybe you and Merritt will have a little more time to play golf. Just don't go too far away. We have to find some other office for you to run for. Nevada needs your wisdom, your experience, your compassion, and your grit.
Maggie, Maggie, Maggie. What can I say about Maggie Carlton? First of all, I can't believe it's been 24 years since our paths first crossed in this building. That time has flown by. In that 24 years, I have been on the right side of Maggie Carlton. I've been on the wrong side of Maggie Carlton. Some of my fondest memories are the times we worked together in a bipartisan way to make things better for the state of Nevada, and you in particular always looking out for the working men and women. I do still walk with a slight limp from the times I was on the other side of you, Maggie, but always a pleasure. You were always a joy to work with. And since you're retiring, I'm going to tell a story about your soft spot. I imagine most of these folks are talking about how tough you are, which is all true. But somewhere along the line, you discovered that I had a love for marshmallow peeps. And every single Easter, I would show up on the floor of the Senate and there'd be a package of marshmallow bunny peeps that you left there for me. So you have a soft spot. I love you, Mags. This place is not going to be the same without you.
Who is this waitress coming to the Nevada Legislature? Well, I think it only took a couple weeks on Senate Commerce and Energy with Senator Townsend chairing for everyone to recognize that you can't put anything by Maggie Carlton. She excelled in the Senate. We were thrilled to get her in the Assembly. And just listening to her today, the institutional knowledge, the respect that she has for the everyday people in our state, this state is so much better because of Maggie Carlton. We will miss her, but her legacy of how to be a good legislator, how to impact policy, and how to make it lasting change, that will last forever. So sorry to see you go, Maggie, but we know we'll never lose you.
Hey Maggie, Chris G here. Wish I could have served with you a few more years. You had a marvelous, marvelous career and you've done so much for the state of Nevada. You should be so proud. I can't believe it's come to an end. You've done both houses and mentored so many people, but you knew that you never forgot where you came from. You never forgot about working men and women and supporting them. And most especially, you didn't let others define who you were. You knew that to be in leadership didn't mean that someone picked you, it's how you acted. So I'm hoping and I'm sure that you've mentored others that it's not about what they call you or what they think of you, it's who you're there to serve, and your public service has been phenomenal. So you and Merritt have a new adventure and a new journey to do after you get out of session. Well, you probably have a special session too coming up. But that said, well done, well deserved, and I'm honored to call you my friend. Take care.
Senator Maggie isn't busy serving the people in the state's Senate chambers. She's busy serving the people in a whole different way.
My name's Maggie. I'll be your server today.
It's hard to believe, but this Las Vegas politician is also a Las Vegas waitress. Before she was elected senator, she was and still is a union shop steward.
I just think working people like me need to be in politics. Everything that happens will affect us in some way, and we need to be there as the working person's voice.
Hi, Maggie. You know, we're really going to miss you. You were a tough cookie, shop steward, union member. You're tough on the picket line, and you're tough in the legislature. And thank you so much for everything that you've done.
Hi, Maggie. Thank you for all the years you was with us. I remember when you came over here as an LOA for the art campaign. Thank you for being the shop steward, and thank you for being the great leader, the political leader you are. And we're going to miss you so much. Thank you for everything you do for the working families.
Thank you, Maggie, for all of the years we've been together, we've served together, did different things together. We're going to miss you at the Loose Caboose and Pie.
Assemblywoman, Senator Maggie Carlton, you are one of a kind. You are the toughest woman I know. 24 years of dental bills, prescription drug bills, 10 years on surprise medical bills. You are my sister in every possible form of the word, and I'm going to miss you, but you're not done with us yet. So we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Maggie, thank you so much. I remember the 1996 primary against Jack Regan, that a waitress at the Treasure Island was going to be up in Carson City, which was revolutionary at the time. And what you've proven to everybody is you're the smartest person in the building, you're the toughest person in the building, and frankly, you're going to be missed by us and people you will never meet, will never know your name, who you have done so much for in your 24 years. Thank you so much. Can't thank you enough. What a great honor for us to have you representing workers here in Nevada.
And in the words of Maggie Carlton, there's going to be a jailbreak. Time for you to get out of there.
Thank you, Maggie.
All right, Maggie. See you later.
Bye.
It was a decision that suited her family just fine. Yes, Maggie is also a married mother of 2.
Didn't work. It's worth it. I'm so proud of her. It's fine. It's fun. We just get a lot more mail.
This is from the Maternal and Child Health Advisory Board.
For Maggie, the chance to help the people of Nevada far outweighs the difficulty of balancing Senate work, her day job, and family.
I wasn't sure she would be able to convince other people she could do the job. Once she did a dynamite performance. She's one of the best legislators in the state as far as I'm concerned.
Maggie, I remember when I said I wasn't sure you could convince other people you could do this job. Well, you convinced them so well, you did it 12 times, and you did it so well, they're not going to let you do it anymore. It's kind of ironic. I want to thank you for letting me come along on this ride while you did all the work. And I want to thank you for sharing your life with me. It's been great. I love you. I'll see you back at home.
It's been great, and we're still very proud of her. And it was worth all the extra mail. We love you.
Congratulations on such an incredible career in public service. I watched you as I explored running for office. Now, I have to admit, I'm still wondering why you let me do it, but that's probably another video. Seriously, I watched you apply your experience in not only labor advocacy, but also reflecting what you saw merit go through in law enforcement. You made sure we didn't focus on a single issue, but kept the legislature focused on other things like mental health, medical costs, state employees, retirement systems, and everything else. You developed expertise on ways and means that will sorely be missed. Most importantly, I watched you do it all with a consistent heart towards helping people. That's something that I've carried with me. How are we helping people? After I joined the Assembly, I still watched you navigate a gritty style effectively, because legislating with grit doesn't work for everyone. And it's done with a history of having earned your place in the process by being not just gritty for its own sake, but doing it effectively. You have shown a mastery of complicated issues and been a model of how to do this job successfully. Equally important to all of your accomplishments, you've done it while also setting a standard of appreciating and honoring our legislative staff. And I could not think of a better legacy to leave behind than that. You took time with me, even when it was to tell me no. You mentored me on what I needed to do as chair, even if it was something you would not do yourself, but you knew I needed to do it for the greater good. You showed me the difference between merely being an elected and being an effective leader. Again, with a Leo on your side, you kind of can't lose. I've only disagreed with you one time, and I was wrong. And for those of you who have never had the experience, I would advise against it. This lady knows what she's talking about and does everything with purpose, including that one time she had to, redirect me. For me, you've always been where I needed you to be, and I'm immensely grateful for your friendship and for the lessons you've taught me over the years. You are the longest serving woman in the history of the Nevada Legislature, and I'm honored to have served with you. Congratulations.
Hey there, Madam Chair. Everybody in this building knows that you and I have had our battles, but at the end of the day, you love Nevada as much as I do, and we actually co-sponsored a bill together last session, so it's been an honor working with you, and you'll truly be missed.
You were my first political pilgrimage. I was a member of Nevada Empowered Women's Project, and we traveled from Reno down to Las Vegas, and we were there to protest at the Frontier Motel, and then we went over to Treasure Island, and we went to the coffee shop, and we asked for your section, and we sat in your section. And I remember we were just like so nervous because we were about to meet Maggie Carlton, the senator, and you came over, and we're like, it's so nice to meet you. Like, we believe in women being elected. And you just looked at us like no time, like ham sandwich, turkey sandwich, Coke, no Coke, what are you having, right? But we were just so impressed. It was like my first starstruck moment, being able to meet you. And my mom was a waitress at the time too. So the idea that a woman who worked for tips could be elected and represent other family families like mine at the legislature was just amazing. And then years later, we'd become colleagues, and it's been such a ride. So many late nights, so many stories, so much brown liquor. But I did have some of my favorite Maggie quotes that I wanted to be able to share. Okay, so the first one is, and this is before we had the female majority, we might only be 40% of the building, but we're...
No, I don't think we can.
No, can't, okay. All right, we'll keep it PG. Let me try this one. They better buy me dinner before they think they can...
Yeah, let's cut it off right here.
Oh, good, we're done. Okay, all right. So no more quotes. Okay, we'll just put them on a plaque for you. It's been a pleasure to serve with you. I am gonna miss you immensely. Take care, Mags.
Wow, when you came in this building, there were just a few women, and we weren't always allowed at the table. And now, because of you, girl, hey, we're running things! Your children, your daughters have seen from the time they were little girls the power that women have in making policy and making difference and impacting lives. The legacy that you are leaving in this building is amazing. The mentorship that you have given us, the next generation of leaders, is wow. There's so much I could say, but I'll say this: we are gonna miss you. You are, okay, badass boss. We are going to miss you. Thank you for always being in our corner. Thank you for keeping it 100, even when we didn't want to hear it. Relax, you've earned it. But don't go too far. We may still need to call you on a few budget things.
24 years, 12 sessions, just absolutely amazing. I remember as a lobbyist, I was terrified of you. I didn't want to be in front of your committee. And as a first year elected, I was also terrified of you, didn't want to be in front of your committee. But I just thank you so much for your leadership, for your knowledge that you've imparted upon us. We cannot thank you enough. Enjoy retirement from the legislature. You've deserved every single minute of it.
We're going to lose an amazing human to this building, but we know we will always have you to reach out to. I just wanted to say thank you for your tremendous service to the state. Know that forever, folk are going to be telling stories about everything you've contributed. Thank you, your playfulness, your hard work, your commitment. You're exactly what the state deserves and needed. Thank you.
Maggie, as a legislator, I want to thank you for always having my back, and as a Nevadan, I want to thank you for all of your years of hard work for the state.
Maggie, where do I even begin? I just want to say it's been such an honor to serve with you. I wish I would have had more time with you, and I want to say thank you for being such a big mentor to me throughout this process. As the longest serving female legislator who has served in both houses, this building should be named after you, the Maggie Carlton building, because you built this place. We will miss you, Maggie. I heart you so much, and I'm gonna miss you.
Assemblywoman Carlton, first, just let me start by saying what an honor it has been to serve with you. I never thought I'd have the opportunity to serve with someone who's actually spent 58 years in the legislature.
I think it's 36.
No.
47?
28. 24, I think.
24 years in the legislature. Obviously, the institutional knowledge, the wisdom and experience you have, we have all learned from it. When I first started here as a freshman, I was scared of you. I mean, everyone told me to be scared of you. And is she gonna see this?
Yeah, she's gonna see this.
I wasn't scared of you. What I thought was that I wanted to learn from your knowledge and your know-how. And I just want to thank you for all these years. It's been 4 years for me, but all these years since, just being able to, even what you don't know is even when you're not specifically talking or teaching us, we're all still watching and learning. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to also serve on Ways and Means and even learn even more from you. So I just wish you the best. I know this is going to be hard to leave, maybe easy on sometimes, but thank you so much to all of your service to the state of Nevada, and we really appreciate it, Maggie. Thanks.
What can I say? Maggie Carlton, you are definitely a legend in this building, and it's been wonderful working with you these past few years. Okay, not always wonderful, but mostly wonderful, and I hope you do great things, and we'll see you later.
As a fellow East Sider, I thank you for all your service. I wish you the best. I remember first seeing you one of the first times when I had to go up before a committee, and you asked me some tough questions, and I was terrified. And sometimes I still am, but I really appreciate working with you. I've learned a lot, and thank you for all that you've done for our state.
I'm so proud that I've been able to serve with Assemblywoman Carlton. It's been an amazing learning experience. She is an incredible mentor, and I know that she will be successful in everything that she does.
I just want to say thank you for all your years of service. I remember when I first moved to this state, you serving in the Senate and reading about you in the news. And then years later, I was able to lobby you when I was a lobbyist for the Metropolitan Police Department. And I always admired your institutional knowledge and everything that you knew and brought to the table about our state. It's been even a bigger honor serving with you on Ways and Means. You obviously know what's going on because you basically are there to guide us through the process. Me as a freshman, I've really relied upon your knowledge and your expertise over these last few months. The state is a better place because of you, and I appreciate your service, and good luck in whatever endeavor you do moving forward.
The first thing I thought when I met Assemblywoman Maggie Carlton was, it's my Aunt Shirley. She looks exactly like her. And the next thing that I knew about her was that she was extremely knowledgeable, and that she was somebody who my freshman year and beyond has always taken time to sit down and explain the process to me. And I've learned a lot from her institutional knowledge, and Maggie, will miss you, and congratulations. You've put in a lot of years for the state of Nevada.
Maggie, also Assemblywoman Carlton, former Senator Carlton, Chairman of Ways and Means. The titles never end. You're like the Energizer Bunny, and so smart. I have admired you from afar for a long time, and it's been such an honor to serve with you here in the legislature. Thank you so much for the service you've given to the state of Nevada, for the good, hard questions that you ask, and for helping us all understand this process more, and for protecting the institution by insisting that we be dignified. Thank you, Maggie.
I think I've known you in the Senate. I worked with you when I was with the state. You helped us with several bills. Now, in the Assembly, as an Assemblyman, you've been teaching me, helping me with bills. Your knowledge, you have been here as long as I can remember. Even after you leave, I think you will still be here, at least in spirit, with us and all that you've taught us. You will be missed. I appreciate all that you've done for the state as a whole. God bless you, and try to enjoy your retirement, please.
Just want to say how much I enjoyed working with you on Ways and Means in 2015. I learned a lot from you. I've learned more again here in 2021, and I appreciate everything you've done for the state. Longest serving legislator ever, are you? So appreciate everything you've done and getting to know you. Thank you so much.
I would just like to thank you for the wonderful education this last 2 sessions. The Maggsplanations have been absolutely magnificent.
Maggie, it has been a pleasure serving with you in the Nevada Legislature. Thank you for your service to our state, and I wish you all the very best.
Maggie? Oof, she's mean. Mean! But I like her anyway.
Thank you so much for the years of service to our state. Your institutional knowledge amazes me every day. You will certainly be missed, and it has been my honor to have been able to serve with you for 2 sessions. I wish you the best in all that you do, and I'm sure we will see you around in the future.
Hi, Maggie. Well, bye.
Ditto what Jim Wheeler just said. Well, not really. Maggie, you've been around here a long time, and I guess really we're gonna miss you and all your work that you've done around here forever, and probably no one will be in this legislative building as long as you have been.
I remember when I first
got to meet Assemblywoman Maggie Carlton. And she comes off just a little bit scary and a little rough. But what's so phenomenal about Assemblywoman Carlton is that she's always eager to teach new members the ropes of this institution and how we can be better legislators. And I know every single day that I'm a better legislator because of mentors like Assemblywoman Carlton.
Your reputation has preceded you. You have been a leader throughout the Culinary Union. You've been a leader through this whole process here at the Legislative. You've made Nevada proud. We are going to miss you. ULAN is so lucky to have you, and I hope you and your husband enjoy your retirement, whenever that may be, and continue to do the best work that you do. We're going to miss you.
Maggie, it has been such an honor to serve with you this particular session in Ways and Means. I have learned so much from you and your leadership and the things that you believe in and how you carry through in lawmaking. It's really been a fantastic journey with you. I wish you well, and you will be so missed.
Have you ever seen the movie The Lion King when there's the three little hyenas and they're talking about Mufasa, the king of the jungle? Every time they mention his name, when they say Mufasa, they go, ooh. Well, you know what? That's kind of how I feel about you, but not in a bad way. We're not scared of you. I think it's just that you're so amazing and knowledgeable that when we hear your name, we go, ooh, because you are just so awesome. Maggie, thank you for everything that you've done. You've been an example to all of us, and your institution knowledge will be lost, but you know what? I have a recommendation. Can you teach us some classes? Because I would be the first one to sign up. I will write the check for that class. So Maggie, sign me up.
Hi, I'm Maggie Carlton, and I'm a freshman senator during the 70th legislative session. And these are just a few terms that I've picked up in just the past 60 days, learning about what the legislative process is really all about. One of the first things you need to know about is amendments. Amendments basically say to someone, bend over. If it's a friendly amendment, however, you need to smile and bend over. If you're having a work session after a bill, that basically means it's a hearing part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at all. Now, if a seasoned legislator says to you, be sure and keep your powder dry, that basically means shut up and save yourself. A housekeeping bill, basically, you really want to know what's really in this bill. And if someone says they're trying to protect you, they just really don't want you to know what they're up to. Now, if you need to disclose something, basically you're telling people you have a few more friends than they do. And if anybody ever says all this does is, be sure and listen very, very closely. Legislative time is not of the real world. And those are just a few terms that I've learned in the past 60 days.
Maggie, with your red hair and your iron fist, we know you know what's really going on, and we're going to miss having you run the show.
I'm saying goodbye to Assemblywoman Carlton. She's been an inspiration for me as a freshman Assemblywoman in this body. She, matter of fact, was one of the first people that signed Assembly Bill 119, and for that I'm ever grateful.
Everybody always talks about your knowledge of finance, which there's no question you have, but also very rarely do we ever talk about your knowledge of natural resources and everything you bring to the table. You always have insight into our beautiful state, and you have actually traveled all of it, fishing, hiking, boating, probably doing some other activities too that we don't need to talk about. So thank you for always investing in the people, but also in the land of our state. You will be missed.
Maggie, thank you so much for all your years of service and dedication to our beautiful state. I'm so lucky that I get to learn from you in your last session. Thank you again, and thank you for being such a powerhouse.
Hey Maggie, just wanted to take a couple of moments to tell you thank you so much for your service to our state. The one regret I have is we didn't have more time to serve together, but I do want you to know how much I know all of our colleagues here appreciate your dedication to public service. From one baseball fan to another, I would say that no doubt over the past several years, you hit it out of the park. Best wishes, my friend.
Congratulations on a fabulous career. Thank you so much for opening doors, for being that person who stood in the gap, for speaking truth to power, and for allowing your courage to open doors for women to be in leadership and to have a strong voice in the Assembly. I appreciate you, I honor you, and I wish you the very best.
Maggie, thank you for everything you've done for me for my campaign, for your amazing advice, for like 20 seconds of everything I need to know. There's that old E.F. Hutton commercial, but for me, when Maggie speaks, we listen.
Maggie, I am so honored to have seen you at work for so many wonderful years. I'm sorry that my freshman year is your senior year, but I wish you the very best. You are absolutely going to be missed. Thanks for all the great lessons.
Thank you very much for always standing up for the good guys, especially our children. You've been our rock of protection for those in need.
I cannot begin to tell you how lucky I feel that I was able to start my very first session while you were still here. The knowledge that you have and the things that you have taught me are priceless. I just wanted to say thank you and good luck.
Thank you so very much for all your years of leadership in this body, for our state, for our constituents. Maggie, I love you and I appreciate all the wisdom that you've poured into me. Good luck in your next season of life.
So now that Maggie's retired, I don't have to pretend to like the Cardinals anymore, right? Go Dodgers, Mags. Go Dodgers.
Thank you. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. That old tape from 1999, man, I had hair, the looks, the makeup. Where did it all go? So thank you all, and thank you to everybody who's here for tonight. You know, you don't get here on your own. You don't serve on your own. You don't accomplish it on your own. And you don't leave on your own. So for everybody that's been there from back in the Frontier Strike days, walking the picket line, to today, and, you know, as we serve in this body, I've heard so many people say, you are going to be sorely, sorely missed. And that's really nice to hear, but we don't do this by ourselves. We look good because the staff is behind us at the whole time. The ledge guys are there for us the whole time. We have people there to help us get where we need to be. We get to stand on the floor and we get to say, put our name on a bill, but there's a lot of people that make that happen for us. And we can never forget, those are the people that really serve the state of Nevada. We're lucky enough to have that face. And I have been honored to serve on both ends of this building. I was taught to honor this institution when I walked in the door, and I will honor this institution when I leave. And a special thank you to my husband and children for putting up with this for 24 years out of our lives. And also to Mary Lee for hanging with me this long. It's been amazing. The first few years we served together, she moved my office every single year because I was constantly moving. I can't thank you all enough, and we have about 25 hours to get this done, so let's just get the work done.
In the spirit of Ms. Carlton, we need to get back to work. We will, ready? All right. The Assembly will come back to order, and we will go straight to order business 4.
Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Growth and Infrastructure, to which was referred Senate Bill 448, has had the similar consideration and begs leave to put the same back to the recommendation amended do pass as amended. Danielle Monroe Morano, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Judiciary, to which was referred Senate Bill 164, has had the similar consideration and begs leave to put the same back to the recommendation do pass. Steve Yeager, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Legislative Operations and Elections, to which was referred Senate Bill 51, has had the similar consideration and begs leave to put the same back to the recommendation do pass. Brittany Miller, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Revenue, to which was referred Senate Bill 440, has had the similar consideration and begs leave to report the same back to the recommendation do pass. Leslie E. Cohen, Chair. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Ways and Means, to which was referred Senate Bill 420, has had the similar consideration and begs leave to report the same back to the recommendation amended do pass amended. Maggie Carlton, Chair.
Go to order business 7.
Mr. Speaker, if we could do order business 1 real quick.
Order business 1.
Thank you. May the record reflect the Assemblywoman Hardy is absent excused.
The record shall so reflect. We go back to order business 7.
Senate Chamber, Carson City, May 30, 2021. To the Honorable the Assembly. I have the honor to inform your Honorable Body that the Senate on this day passed Senate Bills 460, 461, and I have the honor to inform your Honorable Body that the Senate on this day passed as amended Senate Bill 267, and I have the honor to inform your Honorable Body that the Senate on this day passed as amended Senate Bills 286, 397. Chair Rodriguez, Assistant Secretary of the Senate.
We go to order business 9, introductions, first reading.
Senate Bill 267, introduced by Senator Spearman, an act relating to workplace diversity, authorizing the University of Nevada, Las Vegas to conduct a study concerning diversity and equality in the workplace and to conduct a survey to collect data and information concerning diversity and equality in the workplace from certain business entities and state and local governmental agencies in the state, revising the prospective expiration of an existing survey of businesses conducted by the Secretary of State and providing the most appropriate thereto. Senate Bill 286, introduced by Senator Harris, an act relating to public employees, deeming a bailiff or deputy marshal to be a local government employee of a county in which he or she is appointed for the purposes of collective bargaining for local government employees, setting forth certain restrictions on collective bargaining between the county and an employee organization which represents bailiffs or deputy marshals, revising the definition of supervisory employee for purposes of collective bargaining for local government and state employees to include persons who provide civilian support services to a law enforcement agency and providing other measures appropriate thereto. Senate Bill 397, introduced by the Committee on Health and Human Services, an act relating to the protection of children, requiring the Division of Child and Family Services of the Department of Health and Human Services to establish the Extended Young Adult Support Services Program to provide extended youth support services to certain persons between 18 and 21 years of age and providing the most appropriate thereto. Senate Bill 460, introduced by the Committee on Finance, and act relating to state financial administration, making appropriations to certain state agencies for certain purposes, revising provisions relating to the compensation of employees of this Senate and Assembly, and providing other measures appropriate thereto. Senate Bill 461, introduced by the Committee on Finance, and act relating to state financial administration, requiring a transfer to the State General Fund and authorizing disbursements of certain federal money in certain circumstances, and providing other measures appropriate thereto.
Assemblywoman Benitez Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that all the Senate bills be referred to the committee as shown on Senate bill introductions dated May 30th, 2021, of which all members have a copy of.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We go to order business 12.
Senate Bill 420, introduced by Senators Candace-Aradala, Assemblyman Benitez, Thompson, and Frierson, an act relating to insurance, providing for the establishment of a public health benefit plan, prescribing certain goals and requirements relating to the plan, requiring certain health carriers to participate in a competitive bidding process to administer the plan, requiring certain providers of health care to participate in the plan, accepting rules and policies governing the plan from certain requirements, requiring the executive director of the Silver State Health Insurance Exchange to apply for a federal waiver to allow certain policies to be offered on the exchange, requiring certain persons to report the abuse and neglect of older persons, vulnerable persons, and children, requiring the state plan for Medicaid to include coverage for the services of a community health worker and doula services, requiring the state plan for Medicaid to include certain other coverage relating to pregnant women if money is available, requiring the establishment of a statewide Medicaid managed care program if money is available, making appropriations, and providing other measures relating thereto. The people of the state of Nevada represented in Senate and Assembly to enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 41, end of Section 41, end of bill.
Are amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
I have Amendment 833 proposed by the Assembly Committee on Ways and Means.
Assemblywoman Benitez Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Assembly adopt Amendment 833 to Senate Bill 420.
Assemblywoman Benitez Thompson moves the Assembly adopt Amendment 833 to Senate Bill 420. Remarks? Assemblywoman Carlton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The amendment revises provisions relating to the coverage or services for pregnant women under Medicaid. It revises requirements relating to the health insurance coverage of internal formulas. Existing law requires certain health insurers, including local governments, that adopt a system of group health insurance for their employees to cover internal formulas and certain conditions. And Section 16.35 to 6.47 of this bill specify that the formulas include formulas that are ingested orally. Section 20.5 of this bill requires the Public Employees Benefits Program to cover internal formulas, including formulas that are ingested orally, under the same conditions of health insurers that are currently required to cover other insurance. And it makes an appropriation to the Silver State Health Insurance Exchange, respectively, to perform the duties that are encapsulated in the bill.
Any further remarks? Seeing none, all those in favor of the Assembly adopting Assembly Amendment 833 to Senate Bill 420, signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay.
Nay.
Motion carries. Amendment is adopted. Any further amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Bill's ordered general file.
Senate Bill 448, introduced by Senators Brooks et al., Assemblyman Monroe Moreno et al., an act relating to utilities, revising provisions governing partial tax abatements for certain renewable energy facilities, repealing provisions governing electric vehicle infrastructure demonstration program, requiring an electric utility to submit a plan to accelerate transportation electrification in the state, requiring an electric utility to file a plan for certain high-voltage transmission infrastructure projects, requiring the Public Utilities Commission of Nevada to require a transmission provider to join a regional transmission organization, creating and setting forth the powers, duties, and membership of the Regional Transmission Coordinating Task Force, providing that there is no presumption that the expenditures of a utility were prudently incurred for certain purposes, revising the definition of public utility, revising provisions governing the Economic Development Electric Rate Rider Program, revising requirements for the energy efficiency plan of an electric utility, abolishing the new Energy Industry Task Force, and providing other measures appropriate thereto. The people of the state of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 58, end of Section 58, end of bill.
Are the amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
I have Amendment 831, proposed by the Assembly Committee on Growth and Infrastructure.
Assemblywoman Monroe Moreno.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move for the adoption of Amendment 831 to Senate Bill 448.
Assemblywoman Monroe Moreno moves the Assembly adopt Amendment 831 to Senate Bill 448. Remarks?
The amendment amends the definition of the terms energy storage technology and facility for the storage of energy for renewable generation. It requires the funds in the renewable energy account must be used for such purposes at the Director of the Office of Energy may establish by regulation. It amends the definition of wage provided in Section 7 of the Nevada Revised Statute 701A.365, and it adds a representative from the Nevada Indian Commission as a member of the Regional Transmission Coordination Task Force, and it clarifies in Section 35 that the measure applies prospectively. It also adds sponsors to the bill.
Any further remarks? All those in favor of the Assembly adopting Amendment 831 to Senate Bill 448 signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Amendment is adopted. Any further amendments to the bill?
There are none.
Bill's ordered general file. Assemblywoman Benitez Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Senate Bill 457 be taken from its place on general file and be moved to the top of general file.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Go back to Order Business 12.
Senate Bill 457, introduced by the Committee on Finance, enacting the State Highway Fund, temporarily increasing the maximum amount of certain proceeds deposited in the State Highway Fund that may be used for the cost of administering the collection of those proceeds, and providing other measures appropriately thereto. The people of the State of Nevada, represented in Senate and Assembly, do enact as follows: Section 1, end of Section 1, Section 5, end of Section 5, end of bill.
Are the amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
I have Amendment 845, proposed by Assemblywoman Carlton.
Assemblywoman Carlton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would move for the adoption of Amendment 845 to Senate Bill 457.
Assemblywoman Carlton has moved the Assembly adopt Amendment 845 to Senate Bill 457. Remarks?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's making an appropriation, and Section 4.7 of the bill makes an appropriation to the Department of Motor Vehicles for the cost of issuing refunds of certain fees during fiscal year 2020 to 2021. Order of Business 15?
Order of Business 15.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This comes from part of the conversations that we've had about being required to return fees back to folks. We did have 2 assembly bills, but the clock ran out on assembly bills. There's no way to get it out of this body and get it to the Senate and get it passed. So our option was to amend a Senate bill, and we are appropriating money from the Highway Fund to give to the DMV so that they can process this. There is not time to wait, and we need to get it done now. Thank you very much.
Any further remarks? Seeing none, all those in favor of the Assembly adopting Amendment 845, the Senate Bill 457, signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay.
Nay.
Motion carries. The amendment is adopted. Any further amendments to the bill?
There are none.
The bill is ordered general file.
Senate Bill 22.
Assemblywoman Benitez Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Under Order of Business 8.
Order of Business 8.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that SB 457 and SB 420 be taken from their place on general file and be moved to the top of general file.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Go back to Order of Business 12.
Assembly Bill 457, introduced by the Committee on Finance, an act relating to the State Highway Fund, temporarily increasing the maximum amount of certain proceeds deposited in the State Highway Fund that may be used for the cost of administering the collection of those proceeds, making an appropriation, and providing other measures properly thereto. The people of the State of Nevada represented in Senate and Assembly do enact as follows. Section 1, end of Section 1. Section 5, end of Section 5, end of bill.
Are the amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
There are none.
Remarks? There being none, the Chief Clerk will open the roll.
Assemblywoman Black, how do you vote on Senate Bill 457?
No.
Assemblywoman Black has voted no. Assemblywoman Dickman, how do you vote?
No.
Assemblywoman Dickman has voted no.
Anyone wishing to change their vote? There are 26 ayes, 15 nays, 1 absent. Excuse the bill having seen the constitutional majority, declare passed and order transmitted to the Senate.
Senate Bill 420, introduced by Senators Canizaro, Adal, Assemblyman Benitez, Thompson, and Frierson. An act relating to insurance, providing for the establishment of a public benefit plan, prescribing certain goals and requirements relating to the plan, requiring certain health carriers to participate in a competitive bidding process to administer the plan, requiring certain providers of health care to participate in the plan, exempting rules and policies governing the plan from certain requirements, requiring the executive director of the Silver State Health Insurance Exchange to apply for a federal waiver to allow certain policies to be offered on the exchange, requiring certain persons to report the abuse and neglect of older persons, vulnerable persons, and children, requiring the state plan for Medicaid to include coverage for the services of a community health worker and doula services, revising provisions relating to coverage of services for pregnant women under Medicaid, requiring the establishment of a statewide Medicaid managed care program if money is available, revising requirements relating to health insurance coverage of internal formulas, making appropriations and providing other measures properly thereto. The people of the State of Nevada represented in Senate and Assembly do enact as follows. Section 1, end of Section 1. Section 41, end of Section 41, end of bill.
Any amendments to Section 1 of the bill as a whole?
There are none.
Remarks, Assemblywoman Carlton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in support of SB 420, Order of Business 15.
Order of Business 15.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is commonly known in the building as our public option bill. Not to insult anyone, but you know that saying about don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. This is a good first step. We're trying to get someplace. We know there's an issue. We're trying to address it. This is a long-term process to get there. We added the resources to this bill to be able to get the actuarial study done and to make sure that the Silver State Health Insurance Exchange had the resources that they needed to be able to address this issue. We've talked a lot about getting data in this building and making decisions based on data and not anecdote. And the part of the bill that I support the most is being able to get that actuarial study done, know where the state stands, and for future legislators sitting in these seats to be able to make a decision. I'm not sure if this is the right way to go, but we're not going to know until we get the data. And that's the part of the bill that I truly support. Thank you.
Further remarks, Assemblywoman Titus.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Order of Business 15.
Order of Business 15.
Thank you, my colleague from Assembly District 14, and I appreciate the not to disrespect comment because we truly do want to see the best for health care in Nevada. But Mr. Speaker and members of this body, I rise in opposition of SB 420. SB 420 is a step in the wrong direction. If passed, the bill would mandate insurers to offer a public option and mandate physicians and hospitals to accept rates below cost. Doctors will leave the state and hospitals will raise rates or cut critical elective services that are widely used by all. The net effect is less access to care and higher costs for the remaining Nevadans, just the opposite of what we should want. Nevada's doctor shortage has spanned decades. We rank 45th for active physicians per 100,000 population, 48th for primary care physicians, and 50th for general surgeons. We are 49th in the nation for nurses per capita. Clark County only has 705 nurses per 100,000 population, and the national average is 1,238 per 100,000. Of the 275,000 uninsured Nevadans, 100,000 or 37% are eligible for Medicaid but are not enrolled. Additionally, there are another 80,000 that have household incomes that qualify for zero-cost plans through Nevada HealthLink, and the expansion of the new federal resources will help pay for premiums. Rather than create a new state-run government plan, we should focus on getting the most vulnerable populations enrolled in the affordable coverage that is currently available. Republicans introduced various pieces of legislation that would have created more access to health care and kept more healthcare workers in Nevada. Creating a new state government-controlled health insurance system is not the answer to reduce the number of uninsured in Nevada. I am voting no, and I urge all my colleagues to vote no. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Hank, any further remarks? There being none, Chief Clerk will open the roll.
Assemblywoman Black, how do you vote on Senate Bill 420?
No.
Assemblywoman Black has voted no. Assemblywoman Dickman, how do you vote?
No.
Assemblywoman Dickman has voted no.
Anyone wishing to change their vote? There are 26 ayes, 15 nays, 1 absent. Excuse me, I'll receive the Constitutional majority. Declare passed and order transmitted to the Senate.
Mr. Speaker.
Assemblywoman Benitez-Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I believe we need to let the Committee on Ways and Means return to some work, and so I would move that we stand in recess to do that process. I do want to say, though, I imagine that everyone with an SP on the board will start texting at least 3 members in this body, and I encourage them not to be too anxious. We are working hard, and we're going to get lots of good things done. We're watching the clock, and so, but if we could take a recess to let Ways and Means go and finish up some work, that would be deeply appreciated. I move that the Assembly stand in recess to call the chair.
Thank you. Further motion, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are in recess.
Ways and Means, please go straight up to the room, and let's try to get started as soon as we can.
especially for backing up the blue.
Congratulations, Papa, on 12. Here's the assembly.
Oh, Betty Joe, I can't get the computer to work. Betty Joe, Betty Joe, Betty Joe. I think that's what I'm going to miss the most about, actually, I'm going to miss a lot of other things too, Mr. Ellison, but every morning being able to hear from both you as well as Betty Joe during GA, and then also during NatRam, just always being able to have the good conversations about things. Thank you.
Señor Botas Pequeñas, Little Boots, it was an honor to serve with you as my chair in 2015, and it's been an honor to sit and work with you all these years. I wanted to say I appreciate your friendship, where you're going to be missed dearly. Thank you for all the good laughs and all the work.
I have truly enjoyed serving with you during the last 2 sessions. I know that whatever you do, you will do it with your all. On behalf of myself and Kelsey, we wish you the best. We will miss you, but I'm sure we
For those of you upstairs, we're just adjourning, so there's not going to be a whole lot of exciting stuff.
Assemblywoman Dickman.
All right. The Assembly will come back to order. Assemblywoman Benitez Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that the Assembly stand adjourned until Monday,
PK.
May
we're on the
31st, 2021, at the hour of 10 a.m.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are adjourned.